Brendan Rodgers is a Northern Irish football coaching former player who is the current manager of Premier League club Liverpool. Rodgers began his career as a defender at Ballymena United, where he stayed until he was signed by Reading at the age of 18, although a genetic knee condition forced him to retire at the age of 20. He remained at Reading as a coach, and continued to play non-league football at Newport, Witney Town and Newbury Town for several years. After a period travelling Spain to study coaching methods, he was invited by José Mourinho to join Chelsea as youth manager in 2004, later being promoted to reserve manager in 2006. In 2008 he was appointed manager of Watford, where he remained until accepting an offer to become manager of his former club Reading in 2009. He left the club by mutual consent after disappointing results 6 months later, returning to full-time management with Swansea City in 2010. He led the club to win promotion to the Premier League, the first Welsh team ever to do so, before guiding them to finish 11th the following season. On June 1, 2012, Rodgers accepted an offer to become the new manager of Liverpool. Early life: Rodgers was born in the seaside village of Canlough in Company Antrim, Northern Ireland. Brendan's father Malachi was a painter and decorator, while his mother Christina was a volunteer for the Irish charity, Tra Cube Céir. Brendan is the eldest of 5 boys. His younger brother Malachi became a well-known country and western singer locally and is now pursuing a career in Nashville. He grew up as a supporter of Sheffield Wednesday. Brendan's father Malachi was a Catholic, while his mother Christina was a Protestant. Brendan attended the All Saints Catholic Primary School in Ballymena. He then moved on to St Patrick's College in the town until the age of 16. The fact that one of his parents was Catholic and one was Protestant didn't play any real part in their lives. They never let the whole religious thing have an impact on Brendan and his brothers, explained his cousin Nigel Worthington, the current manager of York City, and former Northern Ireland manager. In 2010, Christina died at the age of 53, and in September 2011 Brendan was by his father's side when he lost his battle with cancer, aged 59. Brendan is married to Susan. Together they have a son Anton, who plays for Oldham Athletic and the Republic of Ireland under-19 team, and a daughter Misha. Early career: as a teenager, Rodgers represented Northern Ireland at schoolboy level, notably playing against Brazil in 1988. He also represented the Republic of Ireland at schoolboy level. He began his senior career as a defender for Ballymena United, his local team, in 1987. He was signed by Reading 3 years later at the age of 18, where he played in the reserves. His professional playing career was ended at the age of 20 due to a genetic knee condition. Following this enforced retirement, Rodgers spent several years playing in non-league football for Newport, Witney Town and Newbury Town, while remaining as a youth coach at Reading. Rodgers spent a large amount of time travelling around Spain studying different coaching methods, and was eventually invited by manager José Mourinho to join the Chelsea Academy as their head youth coach in 2004 after a recommendation by Mourinho's assistant and future Premiership manager Steve Clarke. He was promoted to reserve team manager 2 years later, and was kept in that position by subsequent Chelsea managers Yvonne Grant and Luis Felipe Scolari. Managerial career: Watford. On November 24, 2008, Rodgers left Chelsea in order to become the manager of Championship side Watford. Rodgers won only 2 of his first 10 league games as manager, leaving Watford in the relegation zone by January. Watford's form dramatically improved however, and Rodgers was able to guide them to finish 13th, avoiding relegation. Reading: weeks after guaranteeing Watford's survival, and following the resignation of Steve Coppell as Reading manager, Rodgers quickly became the favourite to succeed him and rejoin his old club. He initially distanced himself from reports linking him with the job, saying that his concentration fully on Watford. However, he eventually agreed a deal to become the new manager of Reading on June 5, 2009, after a compensation package worth an initial £500,000 with Watford was agreed, which later rose to £1 million. The Watford Supporters Trust stated that Rodgers' reputation was severely damaged in the eyes of the supporters as a result of the move, but they nevertheless thanked for his efforts last season, and wished him well for the future. On August 11, Rodgers got his first win as Reading manager with a €5-1 win over League Two side Burton Albion in the first round of the League Cup. Despite a good start in the league, a disappointing string of results followed, and Rodgers left Reading by mutual consent on December 16, just over 6 months after his arrival, with Reading one place above relegation in the Championship. Swansea City. Rodgers accepted an offer to become the manager of Championship side Swansea City on July 16, 2010. Prior to this appointment, he had had talks with regard to joining the coaching staff at Manchester City under manager Roberto Mancini. His beginning as Swansea manager was very successful, leading to Rodgers being awarded the Championship Manager of the Month award for February 2011 after Swansea won 5 out of the 6 league games they played that month, while keeping 4 clean sheets. By April 25, 2011, Rodgers had managed to comfortably secure Swansea City's place in the 2011 Championship playoffs for promotion into the Premier League, with a convincing €4-1 victory over Ipswich Town at the Liberty Stadium. On May 16, 2011, Rodgers led Swansea to the 2011 Football League Championship playoff final after defeating favourites Nottingham Forest over 2 legs in the semi-final. He faced his old club Reading in the final at Wembley Stadium on May 30, 2011, which Swansea won for €2 thanks in part to a hat-trick from Scott Sinclair, meaning Swansea became the first Welsh team ever to gain promotion to the Premier League. Rodgers was praised by the media and supporters for consoling Reading manager Brian McDermott and owner John Madejski before receiving the trophy. Rodgers' first win as a Premier League manager came on September 17, 2011, when Swansea beat West Bromwich Albion 3-0 at the Liberty Stadium. Despite many predicting before the season began that Swansea were favourites to be relegated, their debut season proved very impressive, as they picked up points against Liverpool, Newcastle United, Tottenham Hotspur and Chelsea, keeping them well above the relegation zone. In January 2012, Swansea claimed their first away win of the season at Aston Villa, a month which also saw them beat Arsenal 3-2 at home and hold Chelsea to a 1-1 draw. This saw Rodgers earn his first Premier League Manager of the Month award. In February, Rodgers signed a new 3.5-year contract to keep him at the club until July 2015, although the 1-0 win over Liverpool at the Liberty Stadium on the final day of the season, a result that saw Swansea finish 11th, was Rodgers' last match as manager. Liverpool. On June 1, 2012, Rodgers was unveiled as the new Liverpool manager on a 3-year contract, following the departure of Kenny Dalglish 2 weeks previously. Rodgers' appointment was immediately endorsed by former colleague and Real Madrid manager José Mourinho. In July 2012, Rodgers wrote an open letter to the Swansea City supporters, thanking both the staff and supporters for his time at the club, and wishing them well for the future. Days later, Rodgers held his first training session at Melwood as the squad reported back for pre-season training. On August 2, 2012, Rodgers oversaw his first competitive game as Liverpool manager, a 1-0 win in the UEFA Europa League against FC Gomel, and won his first home game in charge in the second leg 1 week later. In his first league game as manager on August 18, Liverpool lost 3-0 against West Bromwich Albion at the Hawthorns. His first win in the league came against Norwich at Carrow Road, Liverpool winning 5-2. On October 31, Rodgers welcomed his former club Swansea to Anfield in the 4th round of the League Cup, a match Liverpool lost 3-1. On December 6, Liverpool defeated Udinese 1-0 away in the Europa League to qualify for the last 32 as group winners. On January 27, 2013, Liverpool were knocked out of the FA Cup in the 4th round, surprisingly losing 3-2 to League One team Oldham Athletic. Liverpool finished in 7th position in the Premier League in his first season in charge, 1 position higher than the previous season. At the start of the 2013 Euro 14 season, Rodgers was named the Premier League Manager of the Month for August 2013 as Liverpool won their first 3 league games of the season. In January 2014, He was fined £8,000 after making comments about referee Lee Mason after a 2-1 loss to Manchester City in December 2013. He was later named Manager of the Month for the second time that season for March 2014, after Liverpool won all 5 of their games that month to go top of the Premier League. A run of 11 wins in a row for Liverpool came to an end after a 2-0 loss to Chelsea on April 27. This result handed the advantage to Manchester City in the title race. In their next game away to Crystal Palace on May 5, Liverpool led 3-0 with 11 minutes to go, but the game finished 3-3. In May 2014, Rodgers agreed in principle to a new contract with Liverpool that is expected to tie him to the club until 2018. Liverpool ended the league season in second place with 101 goals scored, the club's most since the 1895-96 season and the third highest in Premier League history. Later that month he was awarded the LMA Manager of the Year award, becoming the first Liverpool manager to win the prestigious accolade in its 20-year history. On May 26, 2014, Rodgers signed a new 4-year contract at Liverpool. Management style: Rodgers believes in his teams keeping possession of the ball and playing a flowing passing game with the ball always moving. Defensively, he likes his team to put a lot of pressure on the opposing team. His Liverpool team during the 2013-14 season interchanged from 4-5-1 to 3-5-2 to 4-4-2 to 4-3-3 to a diamond formation. Steven Gerrard described Rodgers' one-on-one management as the best he has seen. Personal life: Rodgers is married to Susan, with whom he has a son, Anton, who currently plays for Oldham Athletic, and a daughter, Misha. In June 2011, Rodgers joined a team representing the Football League to climb Mount Kilimanjaro in aid of Marie Curie Cancer Care in honor of his mother who died in 2010, and his father who died of cancer in 2011. Rodgers speaks Spanish and Italian. His nickname is Buck Rodgers, after the comic strip character Buck Rodgers. In June 2014 he was awarded an honorary Doctor of Science degree. Managerial statistics: as of May 11, 2014, honours: as a manager, Swansea City, Football League Championship Playoffs, 2010-11, individual, LMA Manager of the Year, 2013-14, Premier League Manager of the Month, January 2012, August 2013, March 2014, Football League Championship Manager of the Month, February 2011, references. External links: LFC History Profile, collected articles at The Guardian, ESPN Profile.